Hello and welcome back to the FIFA 23 career mode. This will be the beginning of part 8. Again, we will be rolling over videos to get those parts out to you guys, so you can carry on watching this beautiful, beautiful start to the career mode. Pre-season obviously didn't go too well, but we are firmly underway in the league with 2 wins out of the 2 games. So we see there we've got Jesus netting a brace against Wolves. So um, Wolves was the second game, with the first game being a 4-1 win against Brentford. As you can see here, we left off joint top with Tottenham Hotspur. We do have a massive game coming up in the next fixture. So we've got Arsenal against Chelsea. So we are at home, the Emirates Stadium for this one, which is lovely. So it's another huge one coming up. In terms of transfers, I'm looking to bolster that midfield. My problem here is that I don't have much money to do so. I think it was around, okay, so 46 million. So it's not a particularly low amount, but we can do something with that. So what I need to do is maybe have a look at the scouts, see if there's found anybody, because I think I left off with sending them out looking for a defensive midfielder. So we're looking for a young, promising defensive midfielder. So I've been doing kind of following the same transfer philosophy that Mikel Arteta have, with bringing in those young, high potential players, and that's the pattern that I want to continue to follow. We were looking at bringing in Evan and Dick at left centre back, but obviously with the financial situation, I don't know if it's going to be possible to bring him in and strengthen the midfield, which we want to do. So we're going to have a long hard think about that. We'll come back to that after the game, I think. It doesn't seem to be any standout players there, so we'll come back to this. We'll get Arsenal Chelsea underway. So that's on the Saturday. A big offer from RC Celta, all people, for Ødegaard. So Ødegaard's a very wanted man. Obviously, you've had the transfer offer from Tottenham Hotspur, which I very swiftly rejected due to the insulting offer of Bentancur and 20 million pathetic. So I might as well just delete that email. But this fresh one is from RC Celta. So it's a big fee, 68 million. Could be potentially worth up to 92.3 million according to this here, but he's not a player I want to be selling. He's a player very much I see is key at this club, so we won't be indulging that one. But it's nice to see these kind of players having such a high value. A bit of a steal in real life, actually. Obviously, wasn't hitting the ground running with Real Madrid, and very much out of favour. And after a good loan spell at Arsenal, they wanted him off the books for, I think it was around 30 million in the end we paid for him, which kind of at the time was a little bit of a gamble. Obviously, he was a player with high potential. We've seen over the last couple of years just what he's capable of, really. With him now also becoming Arsenal captain, he's got a bit of leadership in him as well. Although, from most of what I see, Granit Xhaka plays a big role in that as well alongside him. So it's good to see those two in midfield both having those leadership qualities, because again, that's something that Arsenal were criticised for. After Vieira left, we haven't really kind of replaced that leadership. So it's good to see that we've got these kind of players coming through, and especially at such a young age as well. So here we are. We do have a London derby. It's not the North London derby, but it's Arsenal versus Chelsea. So there's Chelsea. They've signed Wissam Ben Yedder by the looks of things, which is a big striker signing for them. Obviously, in real life, they opted for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, hilariously. Very much out of favour, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. So Wissam Ben Yedder is probably a very sensible purchase for them. So here we go. Let's have a look at the lineups if we can. Can you skip that? No, we won't. I'm going to do it on here. I'll have a look at myself. Performance. So if we go cross. So Sterling on the left, Ben Yedder up top, Hakim Ziyech on the right, and N'Golo Kante. So it's a two-man midfield of Kante and Kovacic. So not the most technically gifted midfield. We could take advantage of that. Reece James, probably the best right back England have got, if not the best right back in the league right now. Chilwell, also very, very good on the left-hand side there. But quite a slow midfield here. A slow triple centre-back lineup with Thiago Silva, Kalidou Koulibaly and Cesar Azpilicueta. A lot of age here, not the most quick. So that could be something that we exploit with Gabriel Jesus and Rafael Leao. So obviously, once again, it's turned on the trainer because that refuses to stay off. So we'll just switch it off very quickly. Okay, I'm right away. So there's their new signing, Wissam Ben Yedder. Not sure how he's getting on for them in the 2 games we've played so far. Might have to have a look at the top scorers. I'm pretty sure Gabriel Jesus is top scorer at the moment. He's got a brace in both of his games so far, so he started very well. So we have started Wagnerman again. He's definitely earned his place. I think he's been a good signing. Definitely a lad who should have a lot of potential. Very good physically, and I've liked him so much. And for such a low fee, can't really go wrong. So Odegaard working it out to Wagnerman. Here he is, slipping in. Bukayo Saka drills one into Jesus. Good save from Mendy. So Mendy's one of those keepers he's a bit up and down, so he's very much out of sorts at the moment, with them having to bring in Kepa Arrizabalaga actually to kind of take his place, as he's a bit more consistent. But we are fully aware of what he is capable of. Obviously he did make into the team of the year as the goalkeeper, Edouard Mendy, but had a very poor World Cup and has been poor for Chelsea recently as well. So interesting to see how that develops, because obviously we all thought that Kepa was done with Chelsea Football Club after we witnessed that kind of shocking scene of Maurizio Sarri trying to substitute him off, and then Kepa just refusing, just saying no, I'm not coming off the pitch, which is an interesting sight to behold, because normally the respect for the manager is kind of unwavering. Okay, so we have just conceded another goal here. This is a big shocker, but disappointing. I don't know, it kind of flew by me in a moment. I wasn't really paying too much attention to that. Okay, so yeah, so Kepa Arrizabalaga back in sorts with Chelsea, kind of a bit of a miracle, but we've seen similar miracles at Arsenal Football Club with Granit Xhaka, for example, a player who kind of thought was finished. Had an incident where he was subbed off the pitch and threw the armband down right in front of the Arsenal fans, which they took terribly. And you kind of thought that would be the last we ever see of him, but he's back and he's performing at the best he has done. Hakim Ziyech. Okay, so we appear to be 2-0 down here. Not sure what's going on. This game's kind of flying me by. They just seem to be very clinical at the moment. So let's try and get these boys working. We need to get ourselves a goal back as soon as possible. But the new man Ben Yedder hitting the back of net quite comfortably. Need Jesus to respond and get himself back up there on the top scorer charts. Very good ball there for Granit Xhaka. Rafael Leao burning away from his man. There's that pace that we talked about, and exploiting that slow Chelsea back line very well. Could have done with that going in there. I think he just took a touch too many. Got himself a little bit too close to Edouard Mendy there, and made the save much easier for him. But the build up again, good, very good ball from Granit Xhaka. Seems to be on quite a bit, that ball. Gabriel Jesus burning through the middle, strikes it, goal. Gets one back, pick up the ball, we go again. Good response there. Had a couple of very good attacks, ones that should have been very easy to score, and we have responded in style, so very good to see. What a strike that is. Beautiful. Struck right through the middle of the ball, thumped it into the corner. That is our top scorer, and that is the league's top scorer. Respect needed on that name, Gabriel Jesus. Still can't get over what a signing he's been for us, to be honest. Kind of in disbelief when we actually put pen to paper on that one. It always seemed like a player who'd be a bit out of reach, but Manchester City were willing to send him on. and we were more than happy to take them up on that offer. So it's brilliant to see. Obviously, he's just got an unfortunate injury in real life, which sadly ruled him out of the World Cup. And he's missed a couple of games for Arsenal now. But with Eddie and Kessie up top, we've kind of filled that gap. He's filled that gap quite nicely. So, okay, put that one in. We're putting the pressure on them now. We're really knocking on the door, trying to get ourselves back into this one after a very sloppy start early on. Pull things back to make this 2-1. So let's have a look at what we've got on the bench here. See if there's any kind of options, which I think will be a big positive for us. We have Gabriel Martinelli, who we might want to bring on a bit later on in the game. Ben White, Vieira, Nelson. Okay, so we've got a few options there. Probably see Martinelli a bit later on in the game. Don't want to change anything just yet. Just a couple of sloppy errors defensively. That's the only problem here, really. Other than that, we've played quite well. So let's get things underway.
Patience, looking for the equaliser.
It's unlucky there. So in the transfer market, this is kind of what I'm using to judge what we need in the transfer market. And for me, kind of that lack of pace in that Granit Xhaka role does cause problems because he has to be a mobile player. Xhaka's passing is obviously top class, but does lack in the pace area. So we'll see. Don't know. There's no real standout in my head. I mean, Yuri Tielemans could be a good option, but again, might not be so good in FIFA because of the pace. Does lack it, and that kind of ruins players. I mean, this is what has been a problem with FIFA for a long while. They haven't quite worked out how to make those slower players useful. I mean, they've kind of done so this year by adding that acceleration type of making those lengthy players much better. Good strike, Gabriel. We're back. We're level. Let's get him over to the camera and celebrate that one. Yep, so with that so-called lengthy meta, the change in acceleration type, he's right in the camera there. It has made certain players much more usable, so much more slower strikers like Lewandowski and Harry Kane are kind of, you know, the real powerhouses, which they should be, which has its benefits, but also it kind of ruins the effect of having those quicker players. So you do see it with the more speedy talents like Vinicius Junior, etc. They don't feel like superstars anymore because their pace has been nullified, and they can get caught by these much slower centre backs. As I say, this kind of takes away from their superstar status of them being kind of physical phenomenons. So it's difficult for them to find the balance with that. And hopefully that's something they address in the next, I was about to say the next FIFA game, but it's not going to be called FIFA as we discussed in previous episodes. The next EA Sports Football, or whatever it's called. Be interesting to see what they do with that acceleration type, because it sure did get a lot of complaints. But as I say, it has its positives and its negatives, same as always. So it's just about finding the balance. And to be honest with you, I don't know which one I prefer. I think I prefer having those kind of pacey players feel like they're a bit of a phenomenon, but that might just be because I'm used to it. So we'll see. Okay, Granit Xhaka doing well there, to be fair to him. He's won that ball back strongly. So Saliba knocking it out wide to Bargman. Xhaka taking that ball well again, distributing nicely. Rafael Leao bundling through. Odegaard through to Jesus off the post. We're going to have to get Martinelli on. So I think for me, Jesus off for Martinelli. I think Leao's been very, very good. I don't really want to drop him at the moment. And who do I want to get on here? I want to get Tomiyasu on, I think. And we'll give Ben White some time in exchange of Saliba. So we'll make some serious changes there.
Well, Arsenal was certainly unlucky not
Just to
to
give the
score
boys a
there,
bit of game
but the
time, because I
way
think there's a
they're
lot of
playing,
players we've
I'm
had just sitting
expecting
on
them
the
to get
bench.
another good chance
We don't
before
want
the
them
end.
getting
This could be a
too fed up
dramatic
sitting there,
finale.
because we are going to be rotating. We are going to be using these players, but just want to put out your best 11 every game.
Bit of play and an Arsenal throw-in forthcoming.
Okay, so the substitutes are now on the pitch.
Well, what a
Okay,
final
so it seems
performance
like
we
they've
have
made
here,
some
and the fans are certainly
substitutions as
playing their
well.
part. But can they take one of these
Kieran
chances that come
Tierney, of
their
all
way
players,
and
through
win
here.
this game?
He's got to find
Well,
Martinelli.
visionary passing.
Oh, that's a
Well, the
very good
keeper has
save from
outdone
Mendy, but
himself.
Martinelli should be
Wonderful
scoring that.
save.
What a chance that is to win the game. Throwing away.
Mateo
That's
Kovacic.
very unlucky. It was a class save, world-class save.
Can they hit on the break?
Kieran Tierney did very well. It was a bit surreal watching him run through
Chilwell.
there. Didn't expect that to happen, but
Can they forge ahead?
looks like this one might be over now, yeah.
And there
Okay,
goes the
so
final whistle
2-2.
at the end of a
Good response
hotly
after going
contested
2-0
battle.
down.
What did you make of it from the
Um,
Arsenal angle?
Wasn't
Well,
really
they
one
did okay
that we
today,
expected
but they
to
need
happen,
to
but
start playing with a bit more energy.
Um,
It's not been a great start to the season.
yeah. I don't know what they're talking about. It not being a great start to the season. I don't know if they're talking about us or Chelsea. I'm assuming Chelsea, because we've started very well. So let's get the post-match. But that's another point on the board against a tough opposition in Chelsea. Obviously not doing so well this season in real life, but on this game they will always be a challenge. So we are at deadline day now.